Oh, hi.
Hello.
We're back again. Oh, boy. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where the tea is piping hot and we're always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay, here with my now comically sized new water bottle. A bitch is dehydrated on the regular, so... and today... we have a new fake sponsor. I know Lana's been talking about her strawberry sunkiss, but today I am here talking about bubbly sparkling water. It's sparkling and it's water. Bubbly sparkling water.
We do love bubbly. Anything bubbles.
We do.
Oh, and bubbly too. Period.
Period. Just haven't met you yet.
Just haven't met you yet. And I am Lana, your resident diva, here to get the tea, spill the tea, and give you all of the tea today. And I don't have a sparkling, bubbly water, but here's my second fake sponsor of the week.
Ooh.
Check cream soda. Check. Only at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie stores. Find them in your southern regional stores. Winn-Dixie, where everybody feels at home when you shop there. Winn-Dixie, check.
I love a Winn-Dixie. I'm not going to lie. I've been to a Winn-Dixie before. I love them. Oh, boy.
You know,
and we do love cream soda, honestly.
Well, I love a good cream soda.
Yeah. This is... yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're doing blood orange and grapefruit, and it's caffeinated.
Period.
I love it.
Period. So, hey y'all, welcome to our broadcast. Follow, like, subscribe, everything while you're here. I mean, check us out, leave comments, do all of that. But like us, subscribe to us. All of that. And as you see on the bottom of the ticker of the screen, I'm still talking about my friend, Miss Kimberly Davis, who is in search for a new kidney. She's going through dialysis right now. And, if you are able to donate or know someone who's able to donate, get that information, call that number, and choose option 4, and they will direct you to what you need to do or notify or talk to. If you are not able to donate, that's fine. Your thoughts, your prayers will be very much appreciated. And yeah. But now we're going to talk about Survivor Australia because we're winding down to the end of this show. And
thank God. Honestly, I don't know. This season has been good. It's just long with how much we have to watch every week and how much we have to do every week. It's been an experience and a half. But yes, we're here. Week 9 of Australian Survivor. We've got episodes 21 and 22 to dive into. Lana, shall we just get to it?
Yes, let's just jump into it. I want to have another 45-minute episode for our folks this time.
Period. I love to see it. So we dive in, and Mark is acting like a baby because he got Sam voted out.
I mean, okay, so I understand you're upset. Sam is gone. That's your loved one. Everybody had that moment. So not going to be too hard on Mark for being upset, but the fact of the matter is, this is what you both planned and said you planned to do, which was to not use the idol or idols for any reason at all. And that was the plan. You chose not to do it. And so Sam's gone because you chose not to do it. So you can't be really mad at anybody else when Josh was literally telling you, bro, use the idol on Sammy. And he's like, why? And they're like, why? And she's like, why? And they're like, use it, bro. And he's like, why? So I can understand you're sad because you know, your loved one is gone. But you can't be mad at nobody but yourself, Mark, for not using the idol.
Well, and the difficulty as well is then after they get back to camp and they're kind of settled for a little bit, Mark full on like scolds Josh for making this move like he's his fucking child. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't know that Mark and Josh were the blood relations this season and that they were father and son. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. And then Mark in confessional is like, he's pissed at Jordy, obviously, because Jordy organized the move. And he's like, Jordy's just a trained gardener. I'm a trained killer. And I'm like, I'm sorry. That's too much.
But is it true? Yes. He is a trained killer. It's true.
But, like, you did this to yourself.
I don't understand why these people don't think anybody's going to come after you or come after them, because that's the game. Why are we mad when the vote doesn't? I mean, it's one thing to be upset that the vote didn't go your way and someone you love had to go, but it's Survivor. Somebody has to go every week, and somebody has to go that might be close to you.
Well,
your alliance is not going to be intact forever. Even in your own alliance, people are looking at each other like, we've been together this long, but...
Well, but you have to remember, Lana, he went, I don't know, what day were we at this point? Day 40. He went 40 days without having to face adversity. 40 days out of 47. This man did not face a single adversity in this season until day 40. And he did it to his own damn self.
I agree.
Like, I want to move on. I don't like talking about Mark. Anyway, we're at day 41. Dave is making a lovely fig paste to go with some rice because he found some figs. Mm-hmm. Cool. Love it. Mark is still butthurt.
Of course.
But Jordy is having a party. He's excited. He's got a new power couple situation brewing with him and Josh. And I'm like, oh, good. More white men making an alliance. Woo.
They have nowhere else to go at this point.
And then, shocker, Mark is brooding over not having Sam in the game. Woo. And then he makes a comment that really just cemented to me that he's like one of my least favorite people to ever play Survivor. Because then he says the only people standing in his way of making the final tribal council are Dave, Josh, and Jordy. And I'm sorry, there are 3 whole ass other people left in the game that have all made moves of some sort, and Chrissy. But, like, there are 3 whole ass other women in this game. Am I wrong, Lana? Am I wrong, though? But there are 3 whole other women in this game that are game players, and Chrissy, who are relevant in this game. And Chrissy. And so, like, the fact that the misogyny coming out of this man in this moment, and I should have expected it because this is not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or 7th time that we've seen an incredibly misogynistic man make it to the end of Australian Survivor. It happens every damn season. It's just a matter of whether he gets voted out early or goes further. Like,
I don't even know why we're surprised, because it's been happening all season. These men have been saying stupid stuff all season. Like, continue to say stupid stuff all season. And they disregard the women every time. And it's like, they're good for a vote. And then we pick them off. We don't need them. And you just happen to have to be on in certain levels. Like, even they did that even with Sam. And Sam was playing a great game. And they disregarded Sam's moves. It's just like they're disregarding KJ's move. And they're disregarding Shay's moves. And they're disregarding even the little moves that Chrissy does. They disregard the women, period.
Because the only 3 women that Mark has worked with at all for a long period of time in this game are Sam, his wife, Chrissy, who he considers to just be a non-entity now that Croc has been out of the game for so long, and Nina, only because she's the daughter of the queen. Name another woman that Mark has worked with in this game. You can't.
He was nice to Mel. He was nice to Michelle. But he wasn't working with them for real.
No.
But
anyway, we move. We go to reward, and oh boy, this reward kind of has impacted the rest of the game. This reward has had damaging effects, and all you have to do, Lana, is hang backwards, holding onto a rope, leaning over water for the Survivor Spa experience. And so the girls are all in agreement. Oh my God, if one of us wins, we're all going to take each other. Yada, yada, yada. Girls' night. Cool. Yes. Love it. On board. And then Chrissy and KJ are the first 2 people to drop.
Of course.
And then Dave drops. And then out of nowhere, Mark drops. And I feel like it was more so... I felt like this was a tactical move because he he doesn't need to be clean. Like, whatever. He's saving his energy for future challenges.
Possibly.
Sure. So we get down to Josh, Jordy, and Shay.
This is where I just completely tilt my head, squint my eyes, shake my head at Shay. I love Shay.
Yep.
I adore Shay.
We love Shay.
I am always rooting for Shay. But this was a bad move by Shay.
Agreed.
Shay promised Christy and KJ if she won, she was taking them. Hands down, no big thing. But on this rope, with the 3 of them left, Jordy, Josh, and Shay, Jordy strikes up this deal and wants to make this deal with whoever wins, the 3 of us go.
Yep.
The moment Shay said, I'm taking that. That's a good deal. I'll take it. She should have let go of that rope.
Yep.
Don't let them put you in that position where you now have to go back on your word.
Yep.
To the people, to your girls, when, as a woman, we are very emotional. And when we're dirty and gross and want to take a shower and rest in a bed, we're downright mean. And you promised me all of that only to win it and to turn around and take 2 boys.
One of whom you haven't even really been working with at all.
One of which you tried to get out from the beginning.
Like, I understand, given the purgatory situation or whatever, I understand bringing Jordy a little bit. Like, if you were just going to if she had taken Jordy and KJ,
Yes.
I would have understood a lot more
Mm-hmm.
than taking Jordy and Josh. Like, this is a horrible move on Shay's part because Shay ends up winning. But this was such a good move on Jordy's part.
Mm-hmm.
I've slowly been more and more impressed with Jordy in this game. This was a phenomenal move from him. They all end up going to the reward. Shay goes back on the girls, and while at the reward, they make a deal for the next 2 votes, saying, "You know what, we're gonna keep each other good for the next 2 votes, and then once we hit final 5, we'll see what happens." And this is the formation of Two-Faced, as Josh is now affectionately nicknamed. Tomato, boo.
I'm sick of the Batman references. Not even gonna lie. But okay.
Anyway, back at camp, KJ's sad.
Yes, he's rightfully so.
Chrissy is like, whatever. Because Chrissy this entire game has just kind of been, Survivor?
She was upset, but she was just like, it is
Perjury? Perjury? What's that? What's a tribal council? Immunity idol? What's that? I don't know. I still love her. She's been so entertaining, but yeah. KJ
we move on. Yeah, he's upset. Yeah. So we move on to the immunity challenge, where the obstacle is to grab sandbags, toss them into a barrel, to lower it to the bottom. Then you grab your puzzle pieces to solve a word puzzle.
They sure do, yep.
So it's going. That's normal. They start tossing their sandbags. The boys are first to the toss. Woo. But then Chrissy,
who's first to the puzzle?
Chrissy.
And I was like, oh my God, Chrissy's going to get a win. Oh my God, Queen. Well.
Then they get to the puzzle and Chrissy don't know words. Mark doesn't know words.
Jordy doesn't know words.
They don't know words. They're I don't even know what they were putting together.
I think the closest other than the person that won, I think, was Shay.
Mm-hmm.
I think KJ was kind of close too, but
yeah, didn't want to. With Josh wins.
Is anybody surprised?
No, because Josh is good at puzzles. Josh apparently is good at word puzzles.
Is a well-rounded player, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what, Josh? I see you, Josh, finally. Because you're finally in the edit because there's so few people that like you're actually getting airtime.
But yeah, so that's what happens. So after the immunity, we get back to camp. Then Josh is really weird to me. Because I don't know what kind of power trip Josh is on because he won immunity, but weird.
He says that he has full power over this vote. And I'm like, where?
How?
Who?
What?
When?
No.
Why? I think it's the one we left out.
Why? Why do you feel that way?
But he goes to Chrissy with a plan to take out Mark. But he still wants to work with Mark? This all confused me.
It was very confusing. I think what he was trying to say, but not in the very most intelligent way, was he wants to flush Mark's idol, but he doesn't necessarily want Mark to go.
Yeah.
So they can still work with Mark, but we need to flush the idol.
He wants to make sure that on the off chance Mark stays, that Mark is still going to be on side with him. It's the vibe I got. But we also have this group of Dave, KJ, Shay, and Jordy that are going to vote Mark to flush his idol potentially. Chrissy and Josh are kind of in on that plan. They're aware of that plan. But Chrissy wants to flip the vote onto Jordy, even though Josh has this deal with Jordy. So then we end up with a group of the 4 people that didn't go on the reward, being Dave, KJ, Chrissy, and Mark. They all agree to vote out Jordy. And now Mark is conflicted on whether to vote for Dave. And then
another moment where I leaned in, tilted my head, squinted my eyes, and was like, huh? What?
Shay, what?
Shay, huh? What?
What do you mean?
Why are we saying those words? Why are those words coming out of your mouth? Shay told Mark, I think you should use the idol. And I said, huh? Why would you?
I'm sorry, what?
Why? Well, you want him gone, right? Why would you?
I'm sorry.
What?
Hello, hi. What?
Tap. Is this thing on? What?
Who, what, where, when, why, how?
Why would we do that? Why would we tell the person we want gone to use their Not a very strategic move on Shay's part.
No.
I don't know if Shay just cannot lie to people or if Shay's just not good in situations like that. But that was just another bad. Like, this episode was not Shay's finest moment.
No.
I will say. But, you know, we move because we need to talk about Tribal Council.
Oh, boy, Tribal Council.
Yeah.
Because, oh, God. So, where do we? There's the risk of going on a reward. It's a whole lot, again. And I feel this way with a lot of the end of seasons on any Survivor season. It's a whole lot of saying things and yet saying nothing. Because there's a lot of talk about the risk of going on a reward and it's overnight. Oh my God, you're leaving 4 people behind at camp. Of course you're leaving 4 people behind at camp. Like, I'm sorry. And then we got to drink again, Lana, because Jordy talks about Mark's 2 idols again. And then everybody's talking about various threat levels. Oh my God. Is Dave the biggest threat? Is Mark the biggest threat? Is Jordy the biggest threat? Oh my God. I don't know who the biggest threat is. Oh. I hated every part of this tribal. I just was sitting there and I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm sorry. Like, the other tribal that happens, I think, is a lot more interesting. But, like, yeah, the other tribal we'll talk about in this episode is a lot more interesting. But I was just like, why? Again, who, what, where, when, why, how is how I felt.
So with all of that talk of threat levels and who's what and where and why and how and, you know, whatever, we get to the vote. The vote happens. But then, before the vote time, Mark, stop cutting, you know.
I'm sorry.
You just always got to get the lead in, don't you? You just always got to get the lead in. I can't get a lead in. Well, Mark uses his idol. It's fine. Mark plays his idol. And the vote was 3-2. And since Mark used his idol, it's a tied vote between Dave and Jordy.
I have that vote breakdown. I don't know if you know the vote breakdown, but I have it.
The 3-2.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure, but go ahead.
So the votes for Mark, to nobody's surprise, were Shay, KJ, and Jordy. The votes for Jordy were Dave and Chrissy. And then the votes on Dave were Mark and Josh.
So then we go to the tiebreaker, revote, whatever. And it's 4-1. And Dave is out.
I'm not sad.
I'm not sad. I knew it was time. It was time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, when are they gonna get rid of him? And they got rid of him because of his threat of persuasion. Which, like, in all honesty, didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because Jordy is just as persuasive in a lot of ways, minus, convincing people that Mark had two idols.
That is why. That's why nobody was convinced about Jordy.
But Jordy's made some votes happen. He's made some moves happen. And so it's like, I really honestly don't understand voting out Dave here over Jordy. It really just does not make sense to me.
Well, I mean, for Shay and for KJ, Jordy was the one who really was like trying to work with him.
Oh, totally.
And Dave just happened to come in and out whenever he felt like it. So I get that. And I don't understand why a Mark, a Josh. Well, Josh made the deal, so that makes sense.
I guess that would have been, if anything, it would have been 3-2.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah, that's what it is. Dave is gone. Now we'll move on to the episode. I'm not that mad about it.
No.
Okay. So
bye. Moving on. We're at episode 8,477 of Jordy trying to convince people that Mark has two idols. And I'm just like...
I'm looking at your notes, and you look like you have like 8 billion.
So then I kind of keyboard smashed. The number that I have written is 820 million. Oh, wait, no, that's a big number. 8,204,928,903 as the episode number. I just condensed it because, like, whatever. It's hyperbole. But yeah. Jordy's like, Mark has another idol. Woo.
And nobody believes him.
Wow. Nope.
But Josh and Jordy are still partnered, and they want to see if they can take them to the end or take them out. They're trying to figure that out,
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
And we go right into the immunity challenge.
You talk about that immunity challenge, Lana.
No time to waste with this one. You have to use rungs to go up on a ladder, and then get an actual ladder to go up the tower and do a vertical puzzle. So, Jonathan, points out that everybody left is from the original Blue Tribe. And everybody's like, not that surprising. We had a good group, blah, blah, blah. Although they tried to vote every last one of them out, but, whatever. So the boys are out first. They're, getting up the ladder. Shay started out pretty quickly, but then had some problems with the ladder rungs climbing up. Jordy whizzes up the thing, and Mark is right behind him, and Josh is right behind him. And Chrissy and KJ decide that they go jump together because that's a high jump.
I thought that was so cute.
They Thelma and Louise it and hold hands and jump. Woo!
Literally.
This puzzle is very challenging for a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they were having some issues. Everybody was like, we don't know what to do.
Because it's a vertical puzzle. And those, to my knowledge, I don't know if you remember any others. I don't remember them having this sort of like globe situation for a puzzle.
I mean, we've seen fish puzzles this season of Survivor US. We've seen other different types of puzzles. I don't remember if we've seen a globe puzzle like this. But it was hard. It was challenging. And even for people who've been good with puzzles, like Josh was having difficulties with this challenge, with this puzzle. And so Jordy gets there first. He's starting out. He's making a little leeway. Then Mark gets into the fray and starts making some leeway. Josh is doing pretty decent, but make some headway. Shay jumps in and was doing really good too for a minute. Chrissy, after she gets there, Chrissy's like, first she was excited because she got her first piece, but then realized
got one piece
and realized very quickly, I am not gonna be able to do this. So you need some re-wetting drops or something because
I know my allergies are so bad tonight. I don't understand it. Anyway.
We're
gonna work through allergies. It's fine.
We're almost done. So
literally.
So Christy decides really quickly that she is not going to win. She realizes that this is not the puzzle for her. So what she decides to do is start helping Josh and telling him, looking at other people's pieces and literally telling him where to put his pieces.
I'm sorry, but if you have that visual awareness, like she could have caught up and won.
She could have. She could have done it herself, but she just was like, nah, I'll let Josh do it. This is where I was like, okay, Christy, you're going to be the GOAT. We knew that already, but you're going to be the GOAT. And if you make it to the end, you're just, nobody's going to respect it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be, you always did what the boys told you to do. But we didn't even have to change our banner because Josh wins immunity again.
Wins again.
Because Christy told him what to do. This is
what, 4th or 5th?
I think 3rd.
Oh, really?
4th? Maybe probably 3rd or 4th. I don't know. But yeah, so Josh wins. And yeah. Not really nothing.
Sure, Josh wins again.
It's like whatever. So Jordy bothers me a little, but doesn't bother me a lot. Okay, so this is what I don't like. Because I feel like Jordy feels like he can pick up KJ and Shay when he needs them, but then spends the rest of his time broing it up with Josh, trying to convince Josh.
I swear to God. It annoyed me by the end so much. It was like, these people are not expendable. These women are not expendable. Like, y'all have been treating women like they're expendable this entire damn game, Jordy included. And it's just like, I don't. It's so frustrating.
It's whatever. But
on a season with Sandra, I'm sorry.
I mean, they got Sandra out before Sandra could do some real damage, so it didn't even matter. But yeah, so Jordy wants to vote out Mark, and he wants to get the Purge 3 to do that. The Purgatory 3, rather, not the Purge 3, but the Purgatory 3.
Yeah.
Do that. Mark doesn't want to play the idol. He wants to load up on Jordy instead with KJ, Josh, and Chrissy.
Because if Mark can get out of this without having played the idol, I guess I didn't realize in Australian Survivor rules you can use an idol at Final 5.
Right. I'm like, you could have idol his way into Final 4? Sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't want to do it. So Jordy tells Josh that if he wins tomorrow, he will take Chrissy and Josh to the Final 4. Josh is, on the other hand, just not giving a straight answer to anybody. We don't know what Josh wants to do. Josh is like, I don't know. Because he has two options in this point. When you're in the middle where he is, he won idol. He's going to be safe. He's not going home. He can go either way with this vote. And so, and that's what we see him contemplating throughout this episode. I mean, throughout the once they get back from tribal. I mean, not from tribal, from the immunity challenge. Yeah. That he's trying to decide: do I go with Mark, who I've been working with, Mark and Chrissy, who I've been working with, and try to get to this whole time, or do I go with Jordy, who's promising, Final 4 with me and Chrissy, blah blah blah. He's going back and forth, back and forth. So Jordy goes to Chrissy to blindside Mark. And Jordy goes to Mark to blindside Shay.
This is where Jordy lost me, because he went into such a state of panic that he was literally offering, I think he offered every single other person left in the game as an option to someone else in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, like, he just crossed his paths a few too many times. And I think that was ultimately, well, we'll talk about it, part of his undoing.
Mm-hmm. So we get to tribal council. And Jordy throwing everything against the wall, hoping something sticks. He thrown out every option he could. And we still talk about Mark and his idol. And it's going back and forth and back and forth. Jonathan asked Chrissy, what do you think? Chrissy's like, oh, I'm going back and forth about this. Back and forth about this. But as of right now, no.
No.
And Jonathan's is like, no, you don't think he has one? No, I don't think he has one.
I wish Jesse had just never found this idol in the first place. God, this idol has just...
it's taken over the entire season. It's very annoying.
The winner of this season, Jesse's idol. Like, honestly... Jesse's idol has gotten more screen time than Mel and Michelle combined, Lana. Jesse's idol got more screen time than Sandra Diaz-Twine.
Yep. Yeah.
Jesse's idol got more screen time than Jesse did. Oh, God. I really do like parts of this season, I swear. It's just this fucking idol.
Oh, God. It's very annoying to hear about this idol. I was sick of the idol talk. Like, every 5 minutes, Jordy is running off about this dang idol, telling everybody this about this dang idol. It's just so annoying. But, Josh is concerned because Christian Mark hasn't betrayed him. And so he's like, do I stick it out with the people who have not betrayed me this entire game, or go to the one person who I know who has come for me? So, I don't know.
But didn't Mark vote out Sam?
Huh?
But didn't Mark vote out, or didn't Josh vote out Sam?
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not at that part. God damn it.
Yeah.
No,
we were there. We were there.
Because so then Mark is like, or no, Jonathan is like, Jordy kind of threw Mark under the bus. And Jordy very quickly, and I appreciated this, Jordy was like, I didn't throw Mark under the bus. I threw Mark's idea of who we can trust.
Right.
Under the bus. And I was like, okay, thank you for the clarification. Because I was like, Jonathan, no. Hello? No. Just sit there and look pretty and ask vague questions. That's all we need you to do.
I didn't throw that man under the bus because I really have no bus to throw him under. What I'm throwing is his logic on saying these are the people who you can trust when the person who you are trying to trust voted out your wife.
And that's honestly one of my favorite quotes of the season. But didn't Josh vote out Sam? He sure did.
He sure did.
He sure did.
And there's nothing he could have said. Mark was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, okay.
So we go to vote, Lana.
Yeah, we're going to vote. So this is what made me scream, because Mark really thought he shook the table with this one. Mark thought he made the move of all moves. Mark
oh my God.
Mark thought he was really bringing the fire with this.
He thought he had the girlies dressed. Like
he all Mark brought was he didn't bring no fire. Mark brought a
blatant disrespect.
A teeny tiny little ember that had no chance of catching fire. That's what Mark brought. Nothing.
Mark had a piece of unlit coal.
Mark had, hold on. Mark's his whole thing was as dead as this match. It had no fizzle, no spark. It was just dead. Like, Mark gets up And he's like, I have this idol. I like to call it the ghost of Jesse's idol. Everybody's like, oh, he has this second idol. Oh my God. And Jordan was like, I knew it. I wasn't lying. And Josh is like, sorry, bro. I believe you. Like, ugh, idiot. So he's like, this idol is the ghost of Jesse. And I promised I was going to play it to make sure, or to get
I'm gonna play this on myself, and the residual votes are gonna get Jordy out.
Right.
And
so I'm gonna use Jesse's idol to get Jordy out.
And in this exact moment, I was like, okay, maybe still a little disrespectful, not gonna lie, but I was like, if this actually happens, you know what? If Mark had actually canceled the majority of votes against him and Jordy went home because of it, I would have been very impressed.
I would have been impressed too. But the vote was 5-1. All on Jordy. Not one vote went to Mark.
Because Jordy voted for Shay. I was in the kitchen making dinner and almost dropped my pasta because of how much I was laughing at this moment.
And it was so crazy because once again, Mark disregarded what Sam was trying to tell. Sam was like, no, not like she should or she could send signals, but she was literally shaking her head like
she did, though. That's the thing, is I was kind of like,
she was like literally shook her head. If he would have looked over there and saw her shaking her head, he could have put that idol. I'm idling myself into not Final Four. I don't care. But he was so ready to shake the table with his little speech about getting Jordy out with Jesse's idol. And he didn't even need it.
He played himself.
Just wasted it.
And I laughed. I
did too.
So hard.
I did too.
I laughed so hard. Oh, God.
But Jordy's gone.
The best game player of the season is gone. In my opinion.
I'm just glad I don't have to hear the Joker ever again.
That part.
I'm sick of the Joker reference.
Oh, don't worry. When you go through the rest of the Australian Survivor seasons, there's at least one white man every season that gives himself a nickname. So don't worry.
I'm sure. You know, Logan, you're really not making me want to go back and watch seasons of Survivor.
I have to tell you, they're all kind of like this, in all honesty. Like, the pre-merge is really fun, and then the post-merge is like, sometimes it trudges on, sometimes it's a little dynamic because of a twist or whatever. Most of them are overall pretty decent seasons. So far in what we've covered, I'd probably place this season, like, personally, probably like 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
Out of 7, like 7 modern seasons of Australian Survivor. I'd really have to go back and look, honestly, but probably like 3rd or 4th.
Okay. Well, that's it.
we got one more episode.
We have 2 more episodes.
Well, 1 episode of us.
Oh, 1 episode of us. 2 more episodes of Survivor. Yep. And that's finale week. So we are going to hopefully have some guests with us next time to talk about finale week. We will find out who is the winner of Survivor Australia. We will find out who is the finalists of Survivor Australia. And we'll get to talk about all of that. And guess what, Logan? We did what we said we were going to do. 45 minutes work.
I'm ending it now because I don't want to go over 45.
Subscribe,
Subscribe,
all of
share
that.
on the way out. Okay, bye.
Bye,
Cheers.
cheers. Bye.
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 We're not
Bye
going
now.
to 45.
Bye.